We did it.
We're here. Hey guys, we're live, we're scheduled. I do the intro, that's right, I'm sorry guys. Hi everybody, I'm Beth from Tapestry Travel, and this is Chelsea from Anywhere Everywhere Travel, and Emily from Signpost Destinations, and this is our collective space, or our space for collected followers to learn about travel and destinations in a hopefully fun and casual atmospheres. And today, Emily is going to be talking about the U.S. Virgin Islands. So take it away,
ma'am. That's right.
I can't wait to see this.
I've had so much fun making this presentation. And the other thing is too, guys, if you are watching it, feel free. Oh, wait a minute. I have a banner for that. Guys, if you have any questions today, feel free to drop your questions or comments down in the chat, and we will be happy to answer those, whether you're watching it on Beth's page or Chelsea's page or my page. Also, if you're catching the replay, feel free to also drop in your comments and questions, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So, all right, who wants to see some beautiful, beautiful Virgin Islands? Oh my gosh, guys, it's so fun. Also, I came up to the fancy office, so I've got double screens today, so I can actually see you guys and my presentation.
Ooh,
married to a tech guy. This is great. All right. All right, let's see here. I have for you. Boom. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. So this, guys, is the Virgin Islands. This picture is actually in St. John. I'm going to try to not give away which island is my favorite, but it might be obvious by the time we're done here. So today we're going to be talking about the Virgin Islands, and their catchphrase, which is very appropriate, is that there's no passport required for U.S. tourists to go there, which is a really lovely incentive to go, especially right now with everything going on. So a few quick facts about the Virgin Islands. They're known as the Lesser Antilles region of the Caribbean. They lie between Puerto Rico and the British Virgin Islands, and it's actually comprised of about 50 islands, and most of it is actually national land preserve. Most of it is land, some of it's land, some of it's actually underwater too, which is cool. They're about 2.5 hours flights from the mainland. That's from Miami. It's about 4 hours from New York. And there's a lot of really great flights, easy flights. Delta, American, United from all the major hubs in the US, which is really great. Also, they operate with US dollars, which is great. Standard electrical outlets, things like that, things that you just don't really need to worry about when you travel there. And they mostly speak English. They've got some fun dialects down there that just make it interesting. But definitely, most everybody speaks English. My favorite fact is that the average temperature year-round is 80 degrees. And sitting in Michigan here is currently 3 degrees. 3 degrees, guys. 87 is absolutely amazing right about now. 80 degrees. So, and also a fun fact, they drive on the left in the Virgin Islands, which is crazy. It kind of throws people off a little bit. So renting a car is a wonderful way to get around the islands if you're going to stay for more than just a few days. But be aware that you're going to need to drive on the other side of the road. So also 5 of, not 1, not 2, but 5 of the most beautiful beaches in the world are in the U.S. Virgin Islands. We'll see some more pictures of those. So here's a little map for you guys. So up here you see Florida, and then you're probably kind of familiar, most everybody's kind of familiar with all the islands in the Caribbean. So you've got Cuba's the largest, and then you've got Haiti and the Dominican Republic. The next largest island in the Caribbean is going to be Puerto Rico right here, which is also U.S. owned. And then the U.S. Virgin Islands are right here at the tip of this arrow, followed by the British Virgin Islands, and then the other independent islands. Then you've got ABC Islands down here. So this map is not quite proportionate. You've got, well, St. Croix is the biggest, and then St. Thomas, and then St. John as far as land mass. But as far as geographically, St. John should actually be up here more parallel, more equal to St. Thomas. And St. Croix actually lies about 40 miles to the south of them. So let's take look at this picture, guys. This is also in St. John. That water, I just really need some of that blue, aqua blue water in my life right now. So probably the most popular draw for the Virgin Islands is water activities. Shopping is also really popular. There's a really rich history. The Virgin Islands have actually been ran. What's the word I'm looking for? Not ran, but
Occupied.
Occupied. Thank you. Occupied by, I believe, 8 different countries over the last several hundred years. And there's influence from each of the countries, French, British, Dutch, all sorts of different cultures that are all kind of mixed in, which makes it really just a really interesting place. There's forts all over the island, all 3 islands that you can go and explore and just really just dive deep. If history's your thing, the Virgin Islands are definitely full of it. Back to water activities, though, one of the main draws is being on the water, whether it's snorkeling, scuba diving, or sailing and yachting. And also St. Thomas is probably the world's largest cruise port. Pretty much any cruise of the Eastern Caribbean will go to St. Thomas, stops in St. Thomas. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but even outside of that, to go and to rent a sailboat or charter a boat or a catamaran for the day is just really kind of the way to go and the thing to do in the Virgin Islands. And one of my favorite things about the Virgin Islands, most of the world's rum comes from the Virgin Islands. So there's several different distilleries. But I mean, you know, everybody likes rum.
Don't tell my husband, he'll have a flight booked.
Right. Cruzan and there's another one that the name escapes me. They're both the 2 biggest rum distilleries are in St. Croix. So also, did you guys know that the Virgin Islands, especially St. Thomas, is the #1 place for American destination weddings is in St. Thomas. Isn't that crazy? Lots of destination weddings. So it's just so easy. It's easy to get married there because it's still U.S. territory, and they've got really, really great laws, especially for like LGBTQ community, things like that. It's really accepting and easy to get married in the Virgin Islands. So I have a little bit of information about the 3 main islands. St. Croix is to the south. It's the largest in land area. And it's most known for sailing, but also for golf. The Buccaneer is there. Most anybody that's ever golfed has heard of the Buccaneer in St. Croix. It's such a gorgeous property. There's a trifecta of holes, apparently pars in. I don't know much about golf. It's not my thing, but that is, people say, is like one of the hardest courses in North America. So it's just beautiful. I mean, to golf and look over that water, I mean, get any better than that. So, and then St. Thomas is kind of average, middle in size. It's the most populous and probably the most popular. There's several little towns, and also they has the most variety of options for resorts, hotels, house rentals, condo rentals. There's literally adult all-inclusive. You've got adults only and all-inclusive in St. Thomas for families, for girls trip. Like there's really resorts for everybody and every budget in St. Thomas. St. Croix is going to be a little bit more luxury, a little bit more higher end, golf and yachting group audience in St. Croix. And St. John is the smallest. It's actually closer to the British Virgin Islands than it is to St. Thomas and St. Croix. And it is so gorgeous. You can actually only get there by ferry or seaplane. There is not a major airport in St. John. You can fly into St. Croix, you can fly into St. Thomas. If you want to go to St. John, you would fly to St. Thomas and then take the ferry over to the island of St. John. So super eco-friendly, great for hiking and snorkeling and It's just a lot of the resorts in St. John are eco-friendly, which is really nice, and green initiatives. So yeah, just so beautiful. So, oh, I threw this in there because I thought this would be really important right now. At the time of recording, so this is February, ladies, right? We're in February.
February the 9th.
February 9th. There's been a lot of travel information coming out right now, and the Virgin Islands want to make sure that other Americans know that you are still welcome with these guidelines. It's a little bit easier than going to some of the other independent nations in the Caribbean. So you do have to have a negative test to enter the Virgin Islands, any of the main islands. But you do not have to have a negative test to go back to the mainland, which is kind of that's different than going to, say, Jamaica or Mexico right now. The cruise port in St. Croix and also in St. Thomas are closed. There are no cruises going out right now. And they do have a mandate for facial coverings in crowded public spaces. So, all right, so this is St. Croix. Buck Island here is world renowned. People don't live on Buck Island. It's actually all natural national park. And people like to take their boats over and park on the beach and then go snorkeling around the island. It's really beautiful. There's also some shipwrecks off the coast there that people like to dive down and check out. It's pretty cool. So like I mentioned earlier, St. Croix is all about golf and being on the water, high-end luxury, and it's so beautiful. If you're in St. Croix and you want to go to the other two, you can easily set up a seaplane or take the ferry, and you can actually island hop to the other Virgin Islands as well. Oh, and I have a note here for this Point Udall. This is actually really cool. They built this structure in 1999 for the 2000 New Year's celebration for the turn of the century, because this point, the easternmost point on St. Croix, was the first place in the United States territories to enter into the new millennia. So they built that in honor of that. It's kind of cool. So next, guys, I have kind of what I would say is my resort recommendation for St. Croix. This is the Buccaneer. I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, where it's also connected to the really, really beautiful golf course there. Huge, beautiful, just lovely, lovely resort there, right in Christiansted on the northeast shore. And it actually overlooks Buck Island, which is really great. Families are welcome. It's very romantic if that's what you're looking for. And obviously golf is definitely a draw for the Buccaneer. This umbrella here on the beach, that's actually a restaurant called The Mermaid. So you can actually, one of the restaurants is on the beachfront right there in St. Croix. So beautiful. I wish I would be, I really wish that we could be doing this broadcast from that table. That would be so nice right now.
We need to put that on the list for the future, right? Like
right.
Maybe next month.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Right. We'll just get our tests and we're good to go. We don't even need our passports. Let's get out of here, guys. All right, so St. Thomas. This picture is Megan's Bay, which is known as, voted time and time again as one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Lots of cruise, there's cruise excursions that go there, but honestly, right now is kind of the time to go without all the cruise traffic, to be able to go and kind of enjoy that in an uncrowded and unspoiled way. Also, the capital of the Virgin Islands is in St. Thomas there, which is a major cosmopolitan area. Lots of great restaurants and shopping. So just so gorgeous. And there's also another major airport there in St. Thomas. I actually have two resorts for St. Thomas. Secret Harbor is great. It's near the Red Hook area, which is just like this really cute, like kitschy little fishing town village with like really cute shops and restaurants. And this resort is great because there's actually condos, which are nice if you have a little bit of a larger group going. And again, just chairs right on the beach. Their water activities are wonderful, and just a lot of different options. But my favorite for St. Thomas is probably the Ritz Carlton. This is so So gorgeous. This picture here, I don't know if you two have seen this floating around. I've seen this picture so much the last couple months. That's one of the junior suite balconies there at the Ritz in St. Thomas. It's just gorgeous. During the pandemic, they actually did $100 million renovation. So everything is practically brand new again at this resort. Just so stunning.
That water is incredible.
Look at that. Like you don't even have to have filters. Being a photographer, like to see pictures like that and be like, that's just what that looks like. Like nobody doctored that. The water is actually that color.
Gorgeous.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave my room. I would just sit on that balcony all day. Right?
With a book right there on that lounger. Wouldn't that be amazing? Oh gosh.
Yep, just come bring me food now and then.
Yeah. Drinks. The cabana boy bring you some drinks. I like it. All right, so next we've got St. John. So it's known as the small gem, just because it's just a tiny little island and the colors are just unreal. The water is a little bit more shallow there, so you get more of like the teals and greens. And then just with all of the natural preserve that you just get a lot more trees and greenery too. It's very mountainous. So 2/3 of the island is actually national park, and a good portion of that, like I said, is underwater around the shores. And there's actually 3 of the world's most beautiful beaches are in St. John. Oh my gosh. So here's another one. This is Trunk Bay. And then those first 2 pictures that I had were the other 2 of the most beautiful beaches from St. John. So again, this is for like the adventure traveler. If you want to go hiking or boating, just really awesome, like out in nature sort of activities in St. John. Oh gosh, it's so beautiful. And you can actually see if you're on the eastern end of St. Thomas or the western end of St. John, you can easily see the other island. That's how close they are. Speaking of which, my recommendation for a resort here is the Westin. I love this place. Like this is like jumping to like the top of my list of places that I need to go I need to go like this year. So this is the Westin. This is Croix Bay, which is in that western shore. You can literally see in this picture here, all of this back here is actually St. Thomas across the bay here. So the resort holds like the whole inland shore of this bay here, Croix Bay. It has its own private beach. It's great for families. It's very expansive. Look at the view again from this patio. I mean, that's just, it's just so gorgeous. I love it so much. And again, so to get there, you would fly into St. Thomas, and then it's like a 10 to 15 minute ferry shuttle across over to St. John. And now I have a fun treat. I threw in my recommendation for off the beaten path, something really cool, and it happens to be in St. John. This place is only about a year old, but it's called Lime Out, and it's actually a floating restaurant out. It's on the eastern end of St. John, closer to the British Virgin Islands, and you can only get there by boat. So you hop on your boat and you float on over to this restaurant, and then you can either pull up to the dock here and they will, you can just get on your boat and come up on here and order your food, or you can get in your kayak or just swim around, and there's these big platforms on the side here, and you can hop out and eat your food while you're sitting in the water, eat tacos and beverages right there in the water. It's
My
just
dream
like,
life.
isn't that amazing? I love tacos. So this is
Travel, tacos, water. Like,
so amazing.
what
It's
is this
just,
love?
oh gosh, I love it so much. So that's what I have, guys. That's what I've got on the Virgin Islands. But it's been super fun putting this together, and just, oh my gosh, the water there, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful destination. And I love that it's in the U.S. Like it's that easy and accessible for us as U.S. residents. So
That's a really nice little getaway, to dream about that while you're in 3-degree temperature.
3 degrees here, guys. 3 degrees.
We've been talking about that, having that ability to dream and think about upcoming travel. And like, this is kind of like our little mini, planning for our future, Makes sense.
You said at the beginning, though, this is a really super good time to go. I hadn't really thought about that. I love St. John and St. Croix. St. Thomas is not my favorite because of it's so heavily trafficked by the cruise ships. And so you get these ebb and flows of huge amounts of people in the middle of the day when you might want to be there. So it would be really fun to go to St. Thomas right now and be able to learn the island. I won't drive on the left, though. I'll have somebody else drive me around, especially if I'm drinking rum. Go and get a chance to see St. Thomas now without all of the cruise ship population that comes through.
Right. I mean, it's nice that you can see that you can, like, if you are on a cruise, that you can see such a beautiful place. But I just love the opportunity that people can have right now to just go and like really be immersive in that culture and just really get to see it and experience it, not from a tourist perspective, but more of that, like, just being in, immersing yourself in that culture and with those people. So I think it'd be
actually making me think now, because it is easy. Flight it would be nice.
They have been bombarded a little bit with people changing plans right now from Mexico and other places in the Caribbean. A lot of people have kind of picked up on this ability to go there more easily. So it's kind of hard finding things like in the next couple months, especially with spring break coming up. But and this is peak season for them, this kind of springtime, holidays through spring. But you can find really great deals. Late summer would be a great time to go down to St. Thomas. Here in Michigan, it gets up to 90 to 100 degrees. So going down there would be kind of crazy, but there it's always 80 degrees. Like it's just always beautiful year round. So, going in the summer, it's still beautiful. It's just beautiful.
It really is. It's gorgeous. I don't think that there's anything that you did not cover. Does that surprise us? No, but but I'm really trying to think of like questions to ask. I mean, really, I loved your suggestions for the different resorts in each place, and really covering what that is. Because I have clients right now that are looking to go somewhere, that's easy and accessible for them. And it's something I'm definitely going to look into now. But knowing kind of the difference between the islands, but being able to hop back and forth, that's awesome.
So I feel like if you wanted to go to St. John, you wouldn't be, like, I wouldn't recommend that for like a long weekend. Like you would have to go for at least a week, because by the time you fly and you get over there and like you want to go check things out, I would say go 7 to 10 days so that you can be there and check it out, and then also be able to spend some time in St. Thomas. If you wanted to fly into St. Croix or St. Thomas, you could probably do that, 4 or 5 days and really be able to enjoy it. But St. John is probably the one that you would want to make sure you had at least a week for sure to do. Obviously, if you can spend a week in any of them, is ideal. But
we're going to spend a week on that balcony with the book. Right.
Exactly.
Done.
I feel like that's how everybody feels right now, though. Yeah. It's like, we're talking about taking best term is taking the things out of the bucket, right? And going and doing them. And it's like, right now you're realizing what's really important when you travel, and rest and relaxation is a much bigger part of it than I even gave it credit. But now that life has been so crazy, we're all like, it'd be nice to read a good book.
Right.
And that view.
Read a book. Right.
Cocktail in hand, so it looks like the perfect place to do that, really.
Yeah.
I read an interesting article the other day, and they were saying that, too much travel takes away the joy. So it was talking about the anticipation of travel. I think it was in the New York Times travel section. So they were talking about how people should start planning it now, because you get so much joy. What did I tell you one time I read, Emily? Like 85% of the joy of travel comes in the planning and anticipation of it, right? And that one of the things, so if you travel too much, you sort of don't, you don't get as much out of it, because you're always experiencing that. And they said one of the silver linings of the pandemic is that it's like reset everything in travel for us. Like when we start going again, we will savor the experience so much more, because we haven't been able to do it like I mean,
Yeah,
you guys.
going to Disney was it was a completely different experience this time because I really did. I was so grateful, literally, to just stand there and watch people walk around. Like we're not close to anybody, but like that you can actually be in a place and like see people and like getting to eat something that you didn't have to cook.
Right.
It's amazing right now.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. So yeah, like I totally agree with that, but I am one of those people that my whole life, I'm sad for the vacation to be over when I get there, which is awful. I just do it. I'm like, oh no, it's going to be over soon. I'm so bad with that. But so I think that's why partially I love planning travel. It's because it's just this hope that's just out there. You're waiting for it. And so I love it. I adore it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to the Virgin Islands.
Okay, done. Girls trip. Let's go.
Anywhere, everywhere, right?
Exactly. It's gonna take up my whole house. I'm just gonna start writing on the walls all these places I want to go. So it's interesting that you said the one thing I did kind of want to go over again is that you said you have to have a test to go, which is something we suggest for people going anywhere, even if it's not required.
Right.
But you don't have to have one to come back, which I think is really important and key and awesome. Like very cool for people, because you're going to this small island, So I think that's great.
And like we talked a couple weeks ago too, like when all the news came out, like, if you travel international, like the US is recommending that you quarantine when you come home. So obviously, like, you want to be aware of those things, if you're a cautious person or if you're around somebody who's high risk or things like that, if you can take the time to do that, then obviously it's suggested to do that, but it's not required. Traveling back from the Virgin Islands because it's still a U.S. territory, which is really nice. So it's great. And
we're seeing
so low down there too. Their cases have been almost non-existent, not non-existent, but very, very low comparatively. So
I think one of the things that I'm seeing is a lot of people are working from home. So they're able to go and do this and then they're at home, for their 2 weeks after they get back. And so it's not so much of a concern that they have to do that. So I guess, like we say, assess your own, lifestyle and what that looks like.
And they all have advertising too for like, you can work remote from St. Thomas. Like you're welcome to do that. Guys, let's go take our laptops. We can sell travel from that balcony at the Ritz Carlton.
I'm in.
I'll work
there. Is there childcare? We'll just leave it with that. It's fine.
Right. Good.
Oh, Emily, I'm sorry, I never posted it, but this move has got me crazy. But where was your Where in the World picture from?
Oh, I don't think we did one this week. I didn't even do one this week. I got so distracted. I guess we'll have to do one next week for
we'll get a new one up.
If I shared a picture with you guys, but then I think I never shared it with everybody else. I shared the very first picture in my presentation, which was St. John, which I will just come out and say is definitely, I think that's going to be my favorite. Not going to be, that's my favorite of the Virgin Islands is St. John.
Yeah.
I like that. Like for me, that works for me, that adventurous hiking outdoorsy. For me and my family, that's where we would be. That's our draw. But
yeah, I love that. It feels more remote, when you have that quiet and it feels like you have your own island, that's amazing. Who doesn't want their own island?
It feels that way when you're on St. John too. It feels very unpopulated. It's beautiful. I also do want to mention too, because I'm a sailor, for sailors, U.S. Virgin Islands are great because they're all, it's all what we refer to as line of sight sailing. So you can leave St. John in the morning and be at St. Croix, for lunchtime, and you just take your accommodation with you. So there's a bunch of good charter companies down there. So if anybody's a sailor, it's a really good, you can't go over to the BVIs now because, all the testing and everything gets crazy. And I don't even know if they're letting yachts in now, but yeah. So for sailors, the U.S. Virgin Islands are a good option too.
In a normal environment, right? Like outside, when we get back to our new normal, that is something that becomes really easy for people to do, though, if they stay in the British Virgin Islands, to go over and check out the US Virgin Islands and vice versa, especially by boat. That's a really easy thing to do. But if you want to do all of it, you can. But you're right, Beth. I mean, it's like you can find charters. They're like a dime a dozen to be able to like find somebody to take you out on a boat. It's the thing to do because everybody wants to be on the water down there. Yeah. So, which can you blame them? I mean, really, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go stay at the Westin and I'm going to get me a charter to take me around to Lime Out and go get me some tacos. So I'm going to do
Perfect. Perfection. I love
a margarita.
I love it.
So, well, I don't think we have any questions.
I was just daydreaming about tacos. It's fine.
Right? It's Taco Tuesday. It's even Tuesday, guys. This is great.
Taco Tuesday. That sounds like the best taco ever. Even if it was awful, it would still be the best taco you've ever had.
I believe that they even they will like go out and like catch fish and then put them on your like the fish tacos are from like fish that was caught like right then.
Amazing. Nice. That sounds delicious.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds amazing. Yeah. Well, I think we did it.
Yeah.
We all went to the US Virgin Islands today.
Yeah. Jeez, Louise. I know I think I'm going to share out some more pictures this week just in case anybody, just needs another little, dip in there. Get it.
I know. We're gonna go from this beautiful blue water to Scotland.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's so different, our destinations.
I know. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about it, though. I can't wait. It's been like awesome. All that I do right now is just, and well, it's a place that I know real well and love and have been obsessed with for a long time. So it wasn't hard to be convinced to talk a little more about it.
Bucket list.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, that's what we have next week, guys. Oh, let me throw this up too for everybody. Guys, here's our contact information. So Beth is over at Tapestry Travel, Chelsea at Anywhere Everywhere Travel, and I'm Emily at Signpost Destinations. Again, if you guys have any questions, you can drop them in the comments or feel free to email us. However you would like to reach out to us, we are here for you. So. And join us next week. And Chelsea's taking us to Scotland, guys. It's going to be so exciting. I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome.
I'm excited. We're going to talk about cows. We're going to talk about hiking. We're going to talk about
castles.
All of it. Oh, yeah. History. There's so much to be seen there. So
how do we do it in a half hour is the question.
Oh, I know. That's been the issue, right? Yeah. I could talk for hours about it. So yeah, I won't do that. I promise. I'll pare it down. But yeah. Anyway, well, it was good to see y'all.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.